Yeah, I think that's got to be disinformation. And the reason I say that is because the U.S. approached Iran on that deal. Iran didn't bribe its way in or try to get the U.S. to make a deal. Iran was shocked when the U.S. came and said, hey, let's make a deal and we're going to make it easy for you. So this was a one-way street.
Okay, I remember you saying that. So what's behind it?
Well, the thing that's behind it is that, and I outlined this in the brief that you mentioned, that people can get a free copy of it if they email me at editor@worldaffairsbrief.com. I go through an entire timeline of how the U.S. Was demanded by Israel to take down Syria before they attack Iran. Iran has always been the target. The globalists don't want a Muslim country that's going to be self-sufficient in weapons.
No, but I agree with you. So let's you're going to have plenty of time here, but let's back this up then. Right. Why did they help then with the hostage stuff and the Iran-Contra and then you got Operation Praying Mantis, which wasn't for them? I mean, this kind of goes back and forth, doesn't it?
Well, no, that goes way too far back. That's not related to this Iran nuclear deal, the Iran hostage cases and all. There's been a lot of different administrations within Iran that made deals.
Sure, so quantify for me then, and I'm going to let you have the floor here, but what is the point of what's currently going on then with Iran? What do you think Trump really wants? Here's
the point. Trump, he doesn't want anything. He just knows what he's told to say. He has no knowledge about the Iran deal. He doesn't know what's in the substance of it. He's been told that it's a bad deal and he has to get out of it, and he's done that. I've tried to become an expert on geopolitical systems, cultural systems, and how things work. And I've found that you've got a bunch of occultists that want to control humanity and basically act like gods who want to dumb people down. Well, I want the opposite. I want to empower people. I want to see people living out their own destiny, having free will. But to do that, we've got to be supported. The reason the globalists hate InfoWars is not because I'm that good, even though my heart's in the right place. It's because we have guests on, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them a month that are smart, like Joel Skousen we're about to go back to. And they don't want real talks. They don't want real discussions. Remember last December, we got the Google documents. They were spending millions of dollars to delist InfoWars and Ron Paul, Alex Jones and Ron Paul. It said, look at the fake news. They claim the UN and others say no chemical attack happened and it was staged by the rebels. We want them banned. Google said, that's a real document. We're sorry, we're not going to do it now. They went ahead with the delisting. So that's an example, ladies and gentlemen, of how they're at war with memory. So if you want to support us, just like informationally we're game-changing, supplements, T-shirts, books, films, water filters, air filters, storable foods, whatever we promote and sell, I go and check out and make sure it's really high quality. InfoWarsStore.com. We have the fluoride-free and fortified with colloidal silver and iodine adult and children's toothpaste made by the top organic manufacturer in the country. Discounted. We have the Immune Gargle in 3 sizes. We have the mouthwash, and we also have Body's 95% curcumin level. Curcumin is the chemical that is in turmeric, the anti-inflammatory, and so much more. It's 50% off. Check those out, InfoWarsStore.com. And when you purchase the products, you stand against the globalists and their censorship. When you use your free will to get products you need and fund us, they're apoplectic. They don't know what to do because of our personal relationship and what we're doing. Or when you sign up at our free newsletter, Infowars.com/newsletter, where we can directly email you. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter can't stop that. Or WorldAffairsBrief.com, editor@WorldAffairsBrief.com. Go sign up there, get his free newsletter. It's incredible intel. So I said I'd give you the floor. I was interrupting a lot because I wanted to go right to where I was thinking to your specific answer. This segment, the next, you got the floor. We'll do one more segment for a free-for-all on North Korea and Trump in general. But again, Joel Skousen, great patriot, editor of WorldAffairsBrief.com. Now you've got the floor. I want to interrupt for the next 7 minutes. Iran, all of this. How's it tied together? What's currently happening? Remember that U.S. was in the attack mode against Iran ever since 2006 or so. 3 aircraft carrier groups off Iran threatening to attack, waiting for Israel to trigger it. That got put on hold with the Syria, them saying we want Syria taken out first. Once that got them put on hold with the chemical weapons abandonment treaty,
The U.S. knew it was going to take about 3 years to get rid of Syria, to get back on track against Iran. And so they had to have a public excuse to stand down from the attack mode against Iran. That's why they went to Iran and said, let's make a deal, and we'll make it easy for you. Iran was shocked how easy the U.S. was saying it. But there was a trap involved. There were 3 legs of the negotiation, 3 different negotiation sessions. On the very first one, they said, you have to give up just 20% of your centrifuges and a little bit of enrichment and give up some of this. And Iran said, hey, that's a good deal, and we'll get rid of the sanctions. Fine, we agree. Then the U.S. went on the press tour right after that and said, Iran has agreed to give 50% of their centrifuges up and 80% of their enriched uranium. And Iran said, no, we didn't. And we've got the transcripts to prove it. But because they wanted those sanctions off so bad, they were hurting the country so bad, including humanitarian supplies, Iran went along with it. Well, the U.S. did this 2 other times to them. The second round, they went and falsified what they had agreed to. And Iran went along with it. And they said, hey, we got a good thing going there. We can push Iran further than what we think. So in the third round, they added the trap. That is, they added a ban on conventional missile development into the Iran nuclear agreement. What does that got to do with the nuclear weapons? Well, they said, we'll tie this because these are nuclear capable missiles, therefore we want you to ban them. And Iran never did sign off on that. And the U.S. and Iran never did sign the agreement. The U.S. took it to the UN with their version, including the missile ban, and got the UN Security Council to pass that agreement. Now, Iran went along with it, even though they haven't signed it, because they got their $185 million back. And the U.S. keeps telling the American public that they gave $185 billion to Iran as a reward for signing the deal. That is false. That was Iran's money that the U.S. had confiscated.
Sure, frozen in accounts.
That's right. Now, the trap was about nuclear missiles. And you'll notice in the past...
yeah, Trump obsesses over the ICBMs.
All right, that's what he's been told. This is what's dangerous about Iran. And the U.S. has tried to make the case 2 times in the UN that Iran's Iran's ballistic missile testing is like North Korea. These are nuclear capable, and therefore they're a violation of the agreement. Tried to get the UN to go against Iran. The UN refused. They said, no, Iran is right. These are not nuclear capable. They don't have any connections to nuclear weapons, so they do not qualify. Now, so what this meant is the U.S. decided the trap failed. They were going to use this agreement, the nuclear agreement, not to give anything to Iran. They were going to make it easy for Iran to comply so that they could go back to Iran when they were ready to.
By the way, just briefly, the reason I agree with you is we've sided with the Wahhabists in Saudi Arabia and this Muslim civil war, even though on the surface Obama was acting like he's for Iran. He's been opening the Middle East up with the Arab Spring. He's been backing Saudi Arabia for their takeover of Egypt, Libya, Syria, you name it. So that fits into what you're saying is they were double crossing.
That's right. So once the trap had failed, that's when they put the pressure on Trump to say, this agreement is bad. You need to pull out of the agreement. What's the purpose of pulling out? They want to induce Iran to start enrichment again, start their nuclear weapons program again. So
which Iran's saying they're going to doing. So you're saying Iran's leading into the trap.
No, look, Iran's saying they're going to do it, but they're not admitting that there's a weapons program. They're not going to give the U.S. the smoking gun. Look, Iran has said, we're going to retaliate against Israel for attacking our bases in Syria. They've said that twice now, and they've never done it. And I have written in my World Affairs brief and said, look, watch out, Iran. This is a trap. They just want you to retaliate.
Well, by the way, I want to be clear here, just so I can understand. You're absolutely right. The media is like 4 days ago, Iran's going to strike Israel, then Israel hits Iranian bases south of Damascus. And I'm not anti-Israel either, but what's going on in Israel? Why is this happening?
Well, you got to remember, Israel is a globalist puppet. I mean, Netanyahu's a Kissinger protege. Kissinger paid for his education in the U.S. He's only masquerading as a pro-settler, right-wing prime minister. And he's got a lot of corruption problems, and he's been able to forego those with this threat of Iran here. But you see, Israel is claiming self-defense. We have to defend ourselves, but it's Israel that has been attacking Syria. They've had over 150 attacks against Syria and no retaliation until last week when Israel, one of the Iranian bases, launched some short-range.
And by the way,
missiles.
my sources in the Pentagon say they think that was a false flag. They think those 22 rockets were not Iran.
Well, they may well be, because Iran said they didn't do it. But the point is, Israel retaliated with striking 70 targets in Syria. Over what? One little military outpost in the Golan Heights got hit with no deaths.
All right, we're about to go to break. But we're going to come back. You'll have the floor to break this down, Joel Skousen, World Affairs Brief editor. What's the bigger picture then? I mean, how does this feed into the larger picture?
Well, the bigger picture is that they've got to get to Iran. There is that big creating conflict to have flood Europe with refugees, but they also want to build the image of the U.S. as the bully of the world. And that's what they've been doing by intervening around the world in the Middle East, in Iraq, now in Iran, and they're going to obliterate Iran's infrastructure someday. Pretty soon, I'm expecting an attack on Iran to materialize probably within the month. But this will not be the trigger to World War III. That's still reserved for North Korea, which we can talk about.
All right, Joel Skousen is one of the smartest guys out there, folks. So we're going to talk to him for a few segments next hour. One of our sources in CENTCOM, who's hooked up with Space Command and SpaceX and Elon Musk, and he's getting ready to go public very, very soon. The fake QAnon's already leaked a photo of him 10 years ago in Army Special Operations. Because I've talked to the general involved, and he told me this is the person you talk to. We're talking general, not just your regular general. He got attacked by 3 guys last night. But there was some type of federal police watching it, and they were ready for it, and they stopped it. So I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I want you to understand, folks, this is a real war. This is not a game. There's a reason I don't even go out to dinner. I hardly go anywhere anymore. I just go right home. And I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but you see Hillary calling me dark heart. You see Georgetown and the Vatican suing me. You see all this stuff going on. I've got top D.C. lawyers that represented the Bushes, and they told me, it's not off record, they told me 2 weeks ago, they said, okay, we thought you were being a little paranoid, saying this is a big conspiracy against you. They said, this is to end the First Amendment. You've been chosen, and this is happening. And they said, and our firm supports you. Other firms got scared and got threatened and backed out. This is the maximum attack right now, okay? And I'm not up here going, I'm Mr. Billy Bad Butt, okay? I know how bad the globalists are, so I'm committed to do this because I realize that there's no future if we don't. This is not done out of being a tough guy. It's not done out of I've got all the answers. It's done out of I'm not a Satanist. Doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I'm not a Satanist. Now, somebody who's also not a Satanist is Joel Skousen, one of the top developers of secure homes, best-selling author. We sell his film and his book on how to prepare yourself, how to get ready, and the facts behind it, but that's a separate issue. He's the editor of worldaffairsbrief.com. You can all get a copy of his free newsletter he's sending out with inside intel at editor@worldaffairsbrief.com. And we've not talked in a month or two, or since he was last on, whenever it was, a month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't remember. So this is not some scripted interview. We don't do that, as I said earlier. But he's a former Marine Corps aviator, a patriot. His uncle at the FBI helped expose the whole globalist plan for McCarthy and everybody up front. That's all been proven to be right. We republished this. It's been out for years. The 1963 congressman got in the congressional record. The secret 45 goals of communism leaked to Congress. That's on Infowars.com. You read that. That's what's happening now. So he's with us for 4 segments. This segment, 4 segments. And then we've got Roger Stone is going to expose the mole. Does it mean there's other moles? There may be, but this is the mole. We've known this for a year. He didn't want to release it until now. The folks at Daily Caller figured it out, and so we're going to go ahead and release who the FBI, we say FBI, we mean globalist mole, in the Trump campaign was. And of course, it's now Stormy Daniels, it's now Novartis and AT&T deals. There's nothing Russian. It's all complete hokum. But again, Joel Skousen joins us to get. I want to have him back later this week with me for a full hour if he'll do it, just on the goals. But I wanted to tell you about that on Infowars.com because we've not talked in months. Out of the gates here, sir, whatever you want to hit first with North Korea, with the Iran deal. I know you were on hold while I was talking about the North Korean situation, and also the Iranian selected president saying we'll release who we paid off. And in the Obama administration, people say, well, good. What's the threat there? Well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I respect you. I mean that. I want listeners to know I respect you. There's not a lot of folks that actually think may know more than I do. You're one of them. That sounds like a threat. You better get rid of Trump. You better do something, or we're going to blow your whole operation wide open. Is that accurate, or what does Joel Skousen have to say?
I'm not familiar with that quote, Alex. Can you read me that again, please?
Yeah, it's a Red State article. It's in a couple others. Iranian's foreign minister basically threatens to expose Western diplomats who took bribes to create the Iran deal. He just said, hey, we made deals. We'll expose those deals if you don't go along with us. And to me, there's no leverage over Trump. The leverage is having... telling them the jig's up, you better move against Trump. I mean, maybe you see some other angle there. What do you see there?
Yeah, I think that's got to be disinformation. And the reason I say that is because the U.S. approached Iran on that deal. Iran didn't bribe its way in or try to get the U.S. to make a deal. Iran was shocked when the U.S. came and said, hey, let's make a deal and we're going to make it easy for you. So this was a one-way street.
Okay, I remember you saying that. So what's behind it?
Well, the thing that's behind it is that, and I outline this in the brief that you mentioned, that people can get a free copy of it if they email me at editor@worldaffairsbrief.com. I go through an entire timeline of how the U.S. Was demanded by Israel to take down Syria before they attack Iran. Iran has always been the target. The globalists don't want a Muslim country that's going to be self-sufficient in weapons.
No, but I agree with you. So let's you're going to have plenty of time here, but let's back this up then. Right. Why did they help then with the hostage stuff and the Iran-Contra and then you got Operation Praying Mantis, which wasn't for them? I mean, this kind of goes back and forth, doesn't it?
Well, no, that goes way too far back. That's not related to this Iran nuclear deal, the Iran hostage cases and all. There's been a lot of different administrations within Iran that made deals.
Sure, so quantify for me then. And I'm going to let you have the floor here, but what is the point of what's currently going on then with Iran? What do you think Trump really wants? Here's
the point. Trump, he doesn't want anything. He just knows what he's told to say. He has no knowledge about the Iran deal. He doesn't know what's in the substance of it. He's been told that it's a bad deal and he has to get out of it, and he's done that. But here's the backstory here, and this is very, very important.
By the way, I'm going to give you the floor in the next segment. People are getting mad at me interrupting, but I agree with you. Trump's knowledgeable in free market and America and all this other stuff, but when it comes to geopolitical, he does not have the knowledge, so he's being led around. I agree with you. So let's elaborate on that.
So what happened is that Israel said to the globalists, we're not going to attack Iran until you take care of Syria. They got 1,000 Scud missiles. They got chemical weapons that can obliterate us if Iran and its allies retaliate after we strike. This was clear back in 2011 or 12. And so in 2013, the U.S. decided they were going to attack Iran. They first of all engineered all of the disruption in Egypt and Libya through their overthrowing of Gaddafi and the government of Egypt to create a lot of these Muslim people that they could bring in, the radicals to bring into Syria to be the rebels.
Wow, you're saying the Arab Spring isn't about flooding Europe with Islamicists. It's mainly about toppling Iran.
It was both. There's two agendas there. But the major agenda, has been to create enough radical Islam that they could take down Syria and create havoc. But there's also that agenda of flooding Israel with, and that was part of all of the conflict creation in the Middle East, to flood the Middle East and destroy Western culture there. But the main point that we have to understand is that they were going to use the red line of chemical weapons on Assad in order to justify this attack. And so they engineered a chemical weapons attack in Ghouta, the suburb of Damascus. But it was done by the rebels, and it was blamed on Assad. And we've talked about that on your show before. Assad never would be stupid enough to use chemical weapons.
I should add, you said 3-4 weeks ago it was staged. It's now admitted in German news, British news, even Trump's pulled back white helmet support that last chemical attack didn't even happen. The other three were staged by the rebels, but now this one didn't even happen.
Exactly. It wouldn't happen. They just hosed down some people and then cried out chemical attack and brought out the cameras. This was a white helmet, piece of work.
Production.
It was a production. But the point is, clear back in 2013, on the Ghouta attack, they blamed it on Assad. The U.S. said, you crossed the red line, we're going to attack. John Kerry gets before a London press conference, and a reporter says, hey, Mr. Kerry, it looks obvious you're going to attack Syria. Is there anything Syria can do to stop this? And Kerry, who was rambling all through this interview...
Turn the chemicals over.
Yeah, he says, give up the chemical weapon. They won't do it, but give up the chemical weapons and we wouldn't attack. And Russia and Syria said, we accept. So he was stuck. The globalists were stuck. And while they tried to discredit the handing over the chemicals, the international community certified that they had given up all their chemical weapons. And so that's why the U.S. had to have an excuse now. It's going to take years now to take down Syria. We're going to have to bring in all these rebels.
Top scientists and researchers agree. We are being hit by toxic weapons in the food and water supply that are making us fat, sick, and stupid. So what do we do about it? Well, for starters, don't just sit there and take it. Fight back with the all-new supercharged Brain Force Plus and feel the rush without the crash. Brain Force Plus is the next generation of advanced neural activation and nootropics. And now we've added a brand new ingredient called black pepper fruit extract that gives you an added kick. Other ingredients include vitamin B12 and neurological tonic and cognitive enhancers that will allow you to flip the switch and supercharge your state of mind. It's the real deal. Brain Force Plus. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.